Hello, welcome to Kelly Loves Books and Movies. I'm Kelly, obviously. Didn't change my name yet, so. All right, this is my June wrap up. Now, in my attempting to do a TBR for this month, if you go watch that video, you will see that, first of all, my goal was to read Lonesome Dove for June on the Range. And well, I started it. I got that much through. I do plan on finishing this because of the, it was just going really slow, even though I'm really enjoying it. It's just like I can only read a little bit at a time. I don't know why. But like, and then now, because I'm doing the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, and one of the things is over 700-page book, or even over 800 pages maybe, and this fits that. So I stopped reading it so that I can count it for that. So I'm just going to keep on reading this, no deadline, just slowly going through it because, yeah, I am really loving it. So it's just, I don't know why it's so slow for me, but it doesn't matter. There's no time limit. I can read it at my leisure. All right. The other thing was I had drawn like 6 books from the hat and was intending to read 4 of them. Well, that didn't work out so well either, but I did read one of them. So we'll get to that. All right. I only read 4 books. Now, and I was reading Lonesome Dove. It just didn't finish, obviously. The first one I read is Upright Women Wanted. Okay, thankfully it's short because it wasn't any good. I don't even know how to explain it without spoiling stuff, but like this woman, it's about these librarians sort of. It's like in the future and something has happened and there's librarians that protect this information and they have to bring it places and you know, this woman escapes her town and her family because something horrific happens, and she hides away and wants to join up with the librarians, and it's like this kind of Western, and it's just, and the librarians are tasked to bringing some sort of package into this safe zone, and it's not, I mean, overall, it's okay. It's just like everything was like either super cliche or like really surface level. It's like, you know, I didn't care about any of the people. I mean, other than their, you know, and everything is just kind of vague and like not written very well. That's just me. I didn't think so. So I did not like that book. And if it was more than, I think it was like 170 pages. If it would have been more than that, I probably would have DNF'd it, but it just was so not what I was looking for. Very shallow. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Kind of shallow. Yeah. And some things kind of didn't make sense, and it's like they just wanted to throw in something stereotypically Western and shoved it in there, and it didn't necessarily make sense, but it was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, I didn't like it. You might like it. I mean, in a different mood, I might have liked it. Who knows? All right, next up. And I don't know what to say about this other than you should probably read this book, Atmosphere. I love this book so much. I don't necessarily think it's the best book in the world, but I absolutely loved it. And this is a Taylor Jenkins Reid. Lots of people have been talking about this book. Joan is a professor of astronomy. She has a PhD, and then her sister tells her she should, kind of jokingly, I think, tells her she should try out to be an astronaut because the program is just starting for the shuttle. The shuttle program is just at the very beginnings. So she does. So this is her story of that, and it does say Atmosphere, a love story. So that's, you know, I don't know what to say that that wouldn't spoil it for you, but because some people, the tiniest things are spoilers to them, so it's really hard. But I will say, um, I really liked because you meet Joan and all the other people in her astronaut class, and they become kind of like a family, and I really liked that, and that really plays into the whole thing, big event that happens. And it kind of jumps around because you start at the beginning, is the big event is just starting to happen, and then you go backwards, and the whole thing. You meet Joan, you meet the other people when she enters the class. Her sister is not a very good person. She takes care of her niece a lot because her sister was a single mother who got pregnant really young. So she'd always had this relationship of taking care of her niece, helping too. I mean, she isn't like the sole provider or anything, but helping. And then, yeah, you kind of jumps around between, back then and currently with the big event that's going on. But yeah, it's a love story, and I loved it so much. It made and like, I'm a Gen X. The shuttle program, started when we were like in elementary school. So we're the perfect, people to be like all, we learned so much in school. It was a big deal. I wanted to be an astronaut. Who didn't? And now as an adult, one of my friends is a literal rocket scientist and worked on the external tank program, and was like on the investigation teams for the Challenger and the Columbia disasters. She's retired now, but so that was kind of cool, and I've heard all her stories. But yeah, this is a really good book. It explores, the relationships of your found family, sort of. You have crazy relationships with your birth family, and it's a love story, and I loved that part. And I was smarter this time because with the Evelyn Hugo book, there was a quote in there I kept thinking I wanted to remember, and so I basically read the book a second time trying to find that quote again and still have never found it. So perhaps that quote was made up in my head. But I did actually mark quotes in here this time, but not writing in it because I'm against that. For me, you want to write in your book, go right ahead. But I did mark it with a bookmark, so I knew. And I just love this little, not quote, but this little paragraph. Joan knew then that Donna was not an idiot, and the Beatles were not nonsense, and that there had always been a place for her in this world. She had just been walking past it over and over again, never noticing that there was an unmarked door waiting for her to discover it. That was just... Oh. Anyway, I love this book very much. It's so far my favorite book of the year, maybe. I've read so many 3 or 4 other really, really, really good books this year, including the Evelyn Hugo book, but I think I like this more, just slightly. Actually, no, I like this a lot more. And I really like that. I love that book, so I really, really, really love this book. Okay. It may not be for you. You maybe don't like love stories. Maybe you don't like stupid people. There's a couple characters that are kind of super annoying in here. Maybe you don't like books with annoying people. Then you might not like this. But otherwise, give it a shot. All right. The next book I read, and this was one I did draw out of my little hat. And one of you is going to be really happy I read it. You know who you are. I read Piranesi. Okay. I did like it. I didn't love it. Basically, this is, for fantasy, I guess. I guess I can't say I didn't like, I didn't absolutely love it. I liked it, and I still think about it a lot, so I probably could say I liked it. If I rated this, it would probably be like, not quite a 4, but maybe 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 probably. Because 4 to me is loved it, but not a favorite. So 3 is liked it. So somewhere between liked it and loved it. So 3.5. This is about two people. They're just in this big house with gazillions of rooms. Neither of them seem to know why they're there. Well, the main character, Piranesi, doesn't know why they're there or who they're, So this is basically them interacting and eventually, going through. I don't want to say anything more because it's kind of spoilery, but just I was told it's kind of strange in the beginning. Don't try to figure everything out. Just go with it. And I would say that is good advice. Just go with it. Because if I would have quit if I would have given up like maybe a third of the way in the book, if like the first third I was like, yeah, this isn't for me, but I stuck with it and I did eventually enjoy it. So, well, enjoy. Yeah, I guess I'm glad I read it. I enjoyed it. And if you like fantasy, you're probably really going to like this. But like, I'm not a fantasy person and I'm not really, I guess it's just my brain, but I am not the, magic and woo-woo kind of person. But if you are, no judgment, because I have many friends who love that sort of thing. But it's just not my cup of tea. But if it is, you will probably like this book. You will probably love this book. So give it a try if you haven't. I would say read it if you like fantasy, for sure. And if you haven't, because I know a lot of you already have. All right, last up. I read Anxious People, Frederick Bachman. Okay, I love this book a lot. And it started really slow to me because this is about bank robbery, sort of, that the robber escapes and takes these people at hostage at like an apartment viewing for a sale, like an open house. And there's just so many great characters in here, and it's just a really great character study, I think. And those are the kind of things I really like. And there's a few surprises, and it just really made me think about relationships and things that you might not, assumptions you might make, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, what? Yeah. And it was slow at first for me. Like at the very beginning, it just starts out with them like the witnesses talking to the interviews to the cops, and I wasn't really sure like I liked the cops at all, but they got better. So yeah, like the very first third, I was kind of like, I don't really know. This is kind of slow. But it does pick up when you start to really be in the, when you're in the apartment with a group of hostages and you're learning about their lives and their relationships with each other. And yeah, it's another Frederick Bachman winner. I mean, after I read this, I realized, because like, okay, I read A Man Called Ove. I've read Britt Marie. What is it? Britt Marie. What's the Britt Marie title? I don't remember. And I always want to call it Britt Carn because I know Britt Carnes. Britt Marie Was Here? Yeah. I think that's what it is. I read that and I didn't... maybe I should give it another go because I read that after Uva. But like... I didn't really like it that much. I didn't hate it. It just was kind of like, eh. But then I read the Beartown trilogy and absolutely loved it. And now I've read this and I absolutely loved it. And I have my friends to read soon, I hope. He's definitely become, I think, one of my favorite contemporary authors. I'll just say that. All right, that is all I have read for June. I don't know what July is going to bring. I am doing the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, part 2. A lot of what I would normally read is going to fit in there anyway at this point, so I'll have to pick up a new release, a July new release somewhere. I have a few ideas of what I might want to read in July. I have to pick up a book that takes place in summer. I think I have a couple of those, that I will probably read. I was looking over at my shelf. So yeah, let me know if you have any anticipated July or new releases that you think I should read. put it in the comments, because looking for suggestions. All right. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.